about 250 years. So that was one of the reasons why there was no big the battle during the sunrise.
Right.
Yeah, there is also the several the political strategy of the Tokugawa Ieyasu to avoid the battle between some lines. But yeah, one of the big let's say, reason why the Tokugawa shogunate could establish a kind of a peaceful moment was hiring the idea of the Confucianism,
Right.
its interpretation. Yes. Oh, yeah.
So that's
and also during this 250 years, the Confucianism, Buddhist idea and Wanyami school's idea, and also the Buddhism and the Shintoism were mixed up during this 250 years.
right.
That was we say Japanized Confucianism. And both Chinese and Japanese people read the same characters in the analects, but we differently interpret it and also the practice in daily life.
The duty interpretation. How come that this remained and became such a strong foundation for the teachings of Confucius? I mean, have there been other interpretations that have taken over from the duty interpretation, or has that remained the major interpretation of Confucius next to what's his name, General Jiang Zemin or
Wang Yangmin.
Wang Yangmin? Where Wang Yangmin is not really an interpretation, but more or less an appeal to just stick with the original teachings of Confucius. Those have remained more or less intact, or what? Or have they been rewritten, revised? I mean, how come that it sounds like this has been, like, even in China and in Japan, has been has taken the major role of the interpretation of application.
If I have to explain about the difference between interpretation of Confucianism between China and Japan, one good example is there is one good example of the interpretation of Tobu-Hobatsu theory. That is the fundamental idea of Confucianism is if the Lord lost the virtue, right virtue to govern the people, the other people can defeat the king, and people can, I guess, have the new king. So that means if the king was, and that interpretation came from one of the famous book in the four-book five classics. That book, the name of that book was Shunju, spring period, spring and autumn. That was the history book, and it says tells us about which king lives and governs the nation in what kind of way. And King Tao and King Wu defeated the previous king, because the previous kings were very severe to the people. And based on the interpretation of Confucius, which was written in that book, it is okay. So if that rule were allowed, if so, I can say every moment, every king had a threat to be
Overthrown.
right.
But who decides what is virtuous and what is not virtuous?
It is obvious. So whether the kings did the good, what they say, governing of the society.
But who decides that? Is that,
Hmm?
is that the people who decide that, or who decides that?
Well, it is not, of course, the law of the nations, so that there is no clear criteria.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody. Sometimes people think, but sometimes other, maybe the opponent of the kings.
Right, I think that's a very much a political
Right.
instrument.
So that always that interpretation were used in what they say, what they would like to use.
Right.
So that's why if we look at the history of China, every dynasties have been changed in every 10th or every 100 years.
So that is one of the explanations why we still have a royal family that exists already for thousands of years.
So that's why always the justification of the new dynasty was because we were governed by the bad kings.
Right.
Every moment the justification was the same.
Right.
But in the case of Japan, also there are so many Confucianists in Japan, and eventually the Confucianists never reached the conclusion that we never allowed that idea, that interpretation of the Confucius world, because we had an emperor, and it lasted for a long time. And if we allow such kind of interpretation, it is also allowed us to defeat the emperor.
Right.
That kind of idea never allowed. So that was the conclusion.
But that's actually a little bit surprising,
Yes.
because there was a major other source of power with Bakufu. How come they never allowed for this interpretation to take control and actually eliminate the emperor and take 100% control?
Oh yeah, that's a question which we discussed during the lunchtime with Sato-san.
Okay.
And at the very first moment when the samurai class took the power to govern this nation was after the Heian period, about 12,094. That was the moment when Genji,
800 years ago.
About 800 years ago. Yeah, Genji took the right to rule this nation instead of the emperor for the imperial court. But at that moment, the style of the delegation of the power from imperial court to the samurai class was the issuing the declaration and order from imperial court to the samurai class. At that moment, Minamoto no Yoritomo, I order you to be the general of the military force to govern these nations. So always the shogunate were apparently had been working for the imperial court under the order from emperor. So that the emperor families last about 2,668 years in Japan.
Sorry for my ignorance, but did the emperor actually have his own troops, his own military?
At the first moment, yes. Or even the emperor himself fought at a very early stages before the Minamoto no Yoritomo.
Right.
And also another big battle between the imperial court and the samurai general or Bakufu was the South-North imperial court issues at the beginning of the Muromachi period. At that moment, because of some reasons, imperial court split into the two courts, north and south. And at that moment, the emperor himself fought with the power of the samurai class also. And eventually, the south was
Prevailed.
not defeated,
Defeated.
and the north took the power. But based on the interpretation of the Japanese history, the South Imperial Court was had the right to be in a position.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました、留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアースということ、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えるって書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成をしております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対してもいろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論しております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。